After studying this module, we shall be able to know the Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992. Learn about establishments of SEBI as per SEBI Act 1992. Identify the composition of boards and its powers, and conceptualize the objectives of SEBI.
The Securities and Exchange Board of India was officially established in the year 1988 by Government of India, which it succeeded the Controller of Capital Issue 1947, which was the only regulatory body operating then. The Parliament granted SEBI its statutory power in 1992, though the provisions of Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992, which was formed on the premise of protecting the interest of investors in securities and to promote and develop the regulation of security market. According to the provision of the Act, the board is a body corporate having perpetual succession, a common seal, with the power subject to provisions of this Act to acquire, hold and dispose of the property, both movable and immovable, and to contract that shall be by said name, sue or be sued. SEBI has its headquarters located in Mumbai and its 4 regional offices are based in New Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata and Ahmedabad. SEBI has come up with a number of initiatives aimed at regulating and developing the security markets in India and to improve its safety and efficiency, all of which have been an impact on the various aspects of our economy. These initiatives have transformed our security market in terms of market capitalization, number of companies listed on the stock exchange, and trading volume in spot and future market. SEBI was formed to cater to the needs of 3 types of groups operating in the market, namely issuers, investors, and intermediaries. Section 11 of the SEBI Act provides the functions and the powers of the board. Some of the powers of the SEBI are listed as under. The main function of the board is to protect the interest of investors in the security market and to make provisions for the development and to regulate malpractices prevalent, if any, by taking any measures which it may feel fit for the purpose. In order to empower SEBI to sustain its regulatory function effectively, it has the power to approve the bylaws of the stock exchange and to instruct them to amend their bylaws if required, to periodically call for returns from stock exchange and to inspect their books of account, to inspect the book of accounts of various intermediaries involved in security market so as to encourage and involve so as to ensure their proper conduct, compel certain companies to get their shares listed in one of the more exchanges, ensure compulsory registration of brokers and other intermediaries involved in stock exchange, and formulate any laws which it feels necessary for smooth and fair conduct of security market. The board has same powers as that of vested in the civil court under the Code of Civil Procedures while trying in suit in respect to discovering and producing the books of accounts and the other documents for inspection, summoning and enforcing the attendance of the persons and examining them on the oath. The board may also make the measures to be recorded in writing to protect the interest of the investors in the security market as a suspension of trading of any security on the recognized stock exchange, restraining any person from accessing the security market and prohibiting any person associated with the securities market from buying and selling or dealing in securities. The board has the power to give directions to any person associated with the security market or any company in matters related to protection of interest of investors, development of the market, prevalent affairs of any entity which are detrimental to the interest of the market, secure proper management and any such intermediary or entity, etc.
The Securities and Exchange Board of India was officially established in the year 1988 by Government of India with its headquarters located in Mumbai and was granted statutory powers in 1992 through provisions of Securities and Exchange Board of India Act 1992. It has come up with a number of initiatives aimed at regulating and developing the securities market in India and to improve its safety and efficiency. All of these have made an impact on various aspects of our economy. These initiatives have transformed our securities market in terms of market capitalization, number of companies listed on the stock exchanges, and trading volumes in spot and future market.
SEBI has enjoyed the success as a regulator by pushing the systematic reforms aggressively and successively. SEBI has created a work and a quick movement towards making the markets electronic and paperless by introducing T plus 5 rolling cycle from July 2001 and T plus 3 in April 2002 and further to T plus 2 in April 2003. The rolling cycle of T plus 2 means settlement is done in 2 days after trade date. SEBI has been active in setting up the regulations as required under the law. SEBI did away with the physical certificate that were prone to postal delays, theft and forgery. Apart from making the settlement process slow and cumbersome by passing the Depositories Act 1996, SEBI has been instrumental in taking quick and effective steps in light of the global meltdown and Satyam fiasco. In October 2011, it increased the extent and quantity of disclosures to be made by Indian corporate promoters in light of the global meltdown. It liberalized the takeover code to facilitate the investments by removing the regulatory structures. In one of such move, SEBI has increased the application limit from retail investors to rupees 2 lakh from rupees 1 lakh at present.
Securities and Exchange Board of India was formed to cater to the needs of three types of groups operating in the market, namely issuer of finance. The Security Exchange Board of India serves large stock markets depending on securities market for long-term funds by providing them a safe market from where they are in a position to raise sufficient and timely funds. Investors. The suppliers of funds include the savers of money who rely heavily on capital market. SEBI ensures that their funds are parked in authentic and protected corporate destinations. Intermediaries. The intermediaries include various brokers, issue houses, etc., which act as bridge between issuer and providers of finance. Security Exchange Board of India ensures the corporates and investors a competitive, professional and fair market to trade in. Let us now discuss the composition of Board of Securities Exchange Board of India. According to Section 4 of SEBI Act 1992, Board of SEBI comprises a chairman formally appointed by the central government, two officials of central government from Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, one official nominated by RBI, five other members nominated by central government, at least three of them shall be working as whole-time members. The chairman and other members constituting the board A and D shall be people of high integrity, ability, and standing, must have sound knowledge and experience in various areas to take rational decisions for functioning of SEBI. They must be experienced in dealing with the problems relating to securities market. The chairman and members referred in A, B, and D are appointed by central government, and members referred in as C are appointed by Reserve Bank of India. The board of members manages, supervises, and directs the affairs of board and has all the powers to do the acts which may be exercised or done by the board. The chairman also has powers of general supervisions and directing the board and shall also have the power to exercise all acts and things within the sphere of influence of the board.
SEBI works through its various committees that are meant to perform specific functions. These committees are Technical Advisory Committee, Committee for Review of Structure of Market Infrastructure Institutions, Member of Advisory Committee for the SEBI Investor Protection and Education Fund, Takeover Regulatory Advisory Committee, Primary Market Advisory Committee, Secondary Market Advisory Committee, Mutual Fund Advisory Committee, Corporate Bond and Securitization Advisory Committee.
Section 11 of Security Exchange Board of India Act provides for function and powers of the board as under: to protect the interest of investors, make provision for its development, and to regulate malpractices prevalent, if any; to approve and amend the bylaws of stock exchanges, to periodically inspect the books of accounts of stock exchange and various intermediaries in security market, compel the companies to get their shares listed in one or more stock exchanges, and compulsory registration of intermediaries involved in the stock exchange. It has the same powers as that was vested in the civil court under the Code of Civil Procedure. It may take measures as suspension of trading of any security on a recognized stock exchange, restraining any person from accessing the security markets, and prohibiting any person associated with security market from buying, selling, or dealing in securities; to give directions to any person associated with security markets or any company. As per Section 5 of the Act, central government has the right to terminate the services of any member of chairman of board after expiry of complete term just by giving written notice of at least 3 months or 3 months salary and allowances in lieu of such removal. Also, the chairman and any other member of the board have full right to vacate or relinquish their position before the expiry of their term, provided they give notice of at least 3 months in writing about the same. As per Section 6 of the Act, the central government has these powers on the following grounds: the member is at present or at any time has been adjudicated insolvent; the member is of unsound mind and has been declared so by a competent court; she or he has been convicted of an offence which is in opinion of the central government involves a moral turpitude; she or he is of opinion of the central government has abused his position so as to render his continuation in office detrimental to the public interest. Of the board, Section 7 of the Act provides that the board shall meet for proceedings at its meeting at the time and places as prescribed by the Act and as per full procedure for conduct of such meetings. If for any reason the chairman is unable to attend any meeting of the board, the meeting shall be presided over by any other member who has been chosen by the members present at the meeting from amongst themselves. Section 8 of the Act provides that proceedings of the board cannot be invalidated merely due to if there is a vacancy in the board or any defect in constitution of the board, there is any defect in appointment of a person acting as a member of the board, if there is any irregularity in the procedure of the board which do not affect the merit of the case under consideration.
According to SEBI Act 1992, SEBI has been described as body corporate which is based on trifold principles of ensuring transparency and fairness in functioning of regulatory mechanism. Enforce a mechanism which places due respect and recognition to the fundamental rights granted under the Constitution of India and other principles of natural justice. To ensure and enforce the control of judiciary in the administrative section. The three functions of SEBI, that is quasi-judicial, quasi-legislative and quasi-executive, have been rolled as one. In its legislative capacity, SEBI drafts the rules and regulations, conducts investigations of the matters pertinent to security market, executes them as a part of their execution function. And its judicial function, it passes ruling and orders. All this has been SEBI, a powerful entity. However, there is an appeal process so as to make it more accountable for its actions. There is a three-member tribunal known as Security Appellate Tribunal, and the second appeal lies directly to the Supreme Court.
Let us now discuss the objectives of SEBI. These are regulation of stock exchanges to provide efficient services to all the parties, ensure fair trade practices, and promote professionalism. Protection of investors by providing accurate and timely information to the investors to rest their financial decisions on and curbing malpractices associated with the market. It makes provisions so as to reduce the risk and delay involved in delivery of shares and payment. Control over intermediaries to keep a close track of their functioning. Consumer education to guide the investors about various ways and means of investments, procedures, schemes, and malpractices prevalent in the industry so that they park their funds with full caution. Market regulation to curb the malpractices such as insider trading, price rigging, etc.
In the 1980s, witnessed a tremendous growth in the Indian capital market due to increased public participation, which also brought with itself numerous malpractices on account of brokers, merchant bankers who duped the investors of their funds. These fraudulent practices corroded the confidence of the investors as their grievances could not be redressed adequately by the government and the stock exchange working then. As a consequence, the government established the SEBI as a separate regulatory body which would protect, preserve and promote the integrity of the security market so as to bring back the investors' faith in the market and bring it at par with the other contemporary security market of the world. Its main objectives are regulation of stock exchanges. The primary objective of SEBI is to ensure proper regulation of stock exchanges so that all the parties, brokers, merchant bankers and other intermediaries operating in it are provided efficient services. Its aim is to ensure the fair trade practices and promote professionalism. Protection of investors. Investors are most important channels in security market as they are the providers of finance which forms the foundation of market. So their protection becomes imperative. From this, SEBI ensures that investors are provided with accurate and timely information to rest their financial decisions on and aims at curbing the malpractices associated with the market. It makes provisions so as to reduce the risk and delay involved in the delivery of shares and payment. Control over intermediaries. Intermediaries are the linking pin between the issuer and provider of finance and play a crucial role in linking the issuer and provider of finance and play a crucial role in the market by mobilizing the funds from one channel to another channel. Thus, it is very important to keep a close track of various functioning so that none of the parties involved in the market is benefited at the stake of the other. Consumer education. SEBI educates and guides the investors about various ways and means of investment procedures, schemes and malpractices prevalent in the industry so that they park their funds with full caution. Market regulation. SEBI aims to curb the malpractices associated with the security market such as insider trading, price rigging, etc. and it frames the various provisions to ensure smooth and fair functioning of the market. These provisions are monitored and amended from time to time to achieve a balance between the corporate statutory regulation and the corporate self-regulation. Preamble of Security and Exchange Board of India describes the function of SEBI as to protect the interest of investors in securities and to promote development of and to regulate the security market and for the matters connected therein for incidental thereto.
Security Exchange Board of India performs numerous functions which can be broadly put under three categories. These are development functions, protective functions, regulatory functions. Let us now discuss these in details.
The main reason for establishment of SEBI was development of security market in India so as to bring it at par with the global cult markets to perform the role of developer of the market. SEBI tries to promote and develop the business in the stock market by adopting a flexible approach for which it has permitted internet trading through registered brokers and has made under the writing optional to reduce the cost of the issue. It promotes and undertakes the regular training of intermediaries operating in the market, such as the brokers, which ensures smooth, safe, and speedy transactions.
Developmental functions. To bring India at par with the global cult markets, SEBI has adopted a flexible approach permitting internet trading through registered brokers and has made it optional to reduce the cost of issue. To undertake regular training of these intermediaries to ensure smooth, safe, and speedy transactions. Protective functions. As a preserver, SEBI prohibits fraudulent practices such as price rigging, insider trading by preventing companies from making misleading statements. It educates the consumers about ways and means of functioning of the market so that they can take a rational investment decisions. It promotes fair practices and ensures adoption of a code of conduct through issuing guidelines to be followed by all. It also penalizes the parties indulging in unfair practices and impose strict fines on them along with imprisonment.
SEBI acts as a preserver of the securities market and performs the function to protect the interest of its stakeholders as a protector of the market. It checks the malpractices prevalent in the market such as price rigging, insider trading and prohibits the fraudulent practices by preventing companies from taking any kind of misleading statements. It undertakes the steps to educate the consumers about the ways and the means of functioning of the market so that they may be able to take a rational investment decisions. It promotes the fair practices and ensures the adoption of a code of conduct through issuing the guidelines to be followed by all. For example, to protect the interest of debenture holders, it has issued the guidelines which prevent the companies from making any changes in the issue mid-term. SEBI has been granted the authority to penalize the parties indulged in unfair practices and can impose strict fines on them along with the imprisonment. For example, it has been empowered to investigate the cases of insider trading and has provisions for strict imprisonment.
Regulatory functions. To regulate the business, SEBI performs the following functions. It frames rules and code of conduct to be followed by intermediaries such as the merchant bankers. It registers and regulates the functioning of stockbrokers, trustees, merchant bankers, and all other parties in the market. It regulates the mutual fund and takeover bids by the companies. It conducts periodical inspection and audit of companies.
In light of the aforementioned functions, SEBI has aptly modeled the role of watchdog over the stock market. Since its inception, SEBI has been functioning with full zeal and vigor to achieve its objectives of protection, preservation, and promotion of interest of all the parties involved in the security market. SEBI has been very successful in doing so as the risk of default etc. have reduced considerably due to various advancements such as capitalizations, requirements, margining, establishment of clearinghouses, etc. There are few terminologies that have been in the module. Let us understand their definitions. Broker. Broker is an entity, individual or a firm which charges commission known as brokerage for execution of financial orders to buy and sell the securities submitted by an investor. According to SEBI's Act 1992, merchant banker is defined as any person who is engaged in business of issue management, either making arrangements regarding selling, buying, or subscribing to securities, or acting as a manager, consultant, advisor, or rendering the corporate advisory services in relation to such issue management. Various malpractices associated with the security market are enumerated below. Price rigging, unofficial premium on the fresh issue of the shares, non-compliance with the provisions of Companies Act 2013, delay in making the delivery of shares, private placements of shares done unofficially. Stock market is defined as a form of exchange or a system which provides services for intermediaries and traders to trade stocks, debenture, bonds and other types of securities which may be issued by the companies, unit trusts, etc. A stock exchange also provides various facilities by which the securities may be issued and redeemed, and the provisions are made for payment of dividend and income, etc. Recapitalizing what we have learnt in this module, we can say that SEBI was established by the government as a statutory body according to the provisions of SEBI's Act 1992, which has a separate legal entity and perpetual succession. The basic premise of establishing of SEBI was to regulate and control the functioning of securities, to enhance and ensure a fair and efficient trading mechanism. The three main areas of focus of SEBI are investors, issuers, and intermediaries. The headquarters of SEBI are located in Mumbai and it has 4 other regional offices across India. Organization of SEBI comprises of a chairman nominated by the central government who presides over the board of members drawn from the areas of finance, economics and general administration. The board has special powers to ensure orderly and just conduct of financial transactions in the market and to prevent any malpractice associated with the same. The SEBI brought back the lost investor confidence in the security market by enacting and amending the various laws for their protection, thereby bringing out the capital market at par with the other developed security market of the world. The main objective of formation of SEBI is to protect the interest of investors in the market as to ensure smooth and timely availability of finance. It aims at securing professionalism among intermediaries so that the market efficiency is ensured. There have been recent amendments in the SEBI Act in 2013 to further catalyze the role played by it in the growth of the economy.
Let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. SEBI was established by government as a statutory body as per provisions of SEBI Act 1992 which has a separate legal entity and perpetual succession. The three main areas of its focus are investors, the issuers, and the intermediaries. The organization of SEBI comprises of a chairman nominated by the central government who presides over board of members drawn from areas of finance, economics, and general administration. The main objective of formation of SEBI is to protect the interest of investors in the market so as to ensure smooth and timely availability of finance, securing professionalism among intermediaries so that market efficiency is ensured.